So welcome to the channel. This is Gary and Pastor Andrew in the Philippines. And Gary already interviewed me and my wife. So today I'm going to return the favor and interview Gary and his wife, Leah. And I want to ask you guys, okay, how did you meet? This is very interesting.
Do you want to answer that, honey?
You.
You want me to answer it? Well, okay, I'll start, but jump in anytime. We met 4.5 years ago in Manila, and we found each other on a phone app called Tantan, I think, where you can see how close the person you're talking to or seeking is from you. You can see their location, and we both wanted to meet someone in person, so that made that app work for us. And anyway, so we made contact, and after a few video conversations, we met up, and
That's how we met.
and it started from there.
So, Leah, this question is for you. What did your friends think about you meeting someone and dating someone so much older?
Hey,
Well, we'll
Just a
start
fact.
with my
It is a
family.
Okay.
It's not really a big deal. It's like, you know, here, especially here in Asia, that it's not a big deal. Well, I have some friends also will say something negative, but it doesn't matter. It's not like, you know, it's not a big deal. Yeah. But more, they're very supportive.
Oh, good, good. And how about your friends? Did you have friends who said anything negative?
Actually, I lost lots of friends since I met a foreigner.
Okay.
Like, you know, here in the Philippines, like, if you're with a foreigner, they expect that you're gonna have some money, and they're gonna start asking you some money. And of course, I don't have money. You know, when I was there, I don't ask Gary some money. So when I can't give it to them, they would disappear. You know, so I lost lots of friends.
well, I just want to say I wouldn't consider them friends if they're easy to let you go.
I know.
That easy. So, I mean, they're more like associates or people you were friends with or people you hang out with at school. But a true friend wouldn't just try and use you to get money anyway. And then if you don't give it to them, to just decide not to be friends anymore. That's not what friendship is.
Well, that is a good point. And have any of those people tried to reach out to you since?
Oh, Gary knows that when we went to my hometown, no one's actually see. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You don't need a lot of friends, you know. Even if it's 2 or 3, as long as it's real, that's all that matters. So, yeah.
And you got lots of new friends
Yeah, I got
that
lots
live
of new.
around here now. So that's good. And they're more real friends.
Right. I was going to say that you have a lot of friends in the Bible group and people in
Yeah.
the church and real friends who
Yeah.
care about you and who are believers, many of them. So yeah, that it's really interesting to have 2 couples, both American men and Filipina ladies, and this is it's a very interesting thing that's what people are doing nowadays, and I think it's Americans see something in Filipinas that probably we don't have a lot of in the United States.
Right. And not just Americans, I mean, all over Europe and a lot of the Western world.
Well, I say American too.
Yeah.
The white people and
Yeah, I feel obligated to say that, considering I was born in England. and
Right.
I'm half British still.
So Gary, I already asked Leah this question. So what about you? Your family or friends? Did they have anything negative at all to say?
Not really. I have 2 sisters that live in England. I have no contact with, so I don't think they would actually. They haven't actually had a little contact now and then. I would say I don't think they particularly approve of it, but then they've got that Western mindset. They think it's kind of creepy for an older man to be with a younger girl, you know. As for friends in USA, I don't have a lot of friends. I've been gone so long from US. In 2011, I left USA, so. But few people I keep in contact with, they're extremely supportive, and no issues. My son, I got two boys. One of them doesn't actually have contact with me, and not anything about this, but I don't know what's going on with that, but my other younger son, Robert, he's very supportive.
So you've done a few videos about this kind of thing. People getting married, foreigners marrying Filipinas, and people who have big age gaps getting married. And my wife and I have also quite a big age gap. So there is nothing wrong with it, and you can be quite happy in your life. And I assume that you're happy right now.
Very
honey.
happy.
And you did the videos, I think, on your channel, right?
Yeah.
About those kind of issues.
So what are some of your future plans together as a couple?
Have more children.
Wow.
Do you want
That
more?
was a joke. That was a joke. You don't want more children, do you?
Can you handle it?
No.
How many kids you can handle?
Whatever we've got now, that's what I can handle.
Well, you have two beautiful kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the older one, you're adopting.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully that'll appreciate prayers for that as well. Hopefully that'll go through in a few months. Who knows? Out here, unknown.
Unknown. A lot of things unknown. So what are some of your suggestions, especially you, Leah? Start with you. What are some suggestions that you would have for young Filipinas getting married to maybe an older American or an older foreigner?
What advice I can give them?
Advice.
It would be a very big adjustment for us because it's not easy, but to us it's not really because I already have a child, so I'm quite mature. I don't recommend it to Filipina that is very, like same age as me. If she doesn't have experience, she doesn't have a child yet, it would be difficult, because her mind is still not mature. She haven't enjoyed her teenage age. To me, I don't care about that stuff because I'm not really into it, like party or being with the friends. I'm not into it because since I got a child, my focus is in my family. So probably they just have to accept that they're gonna have to have an adjustment. Yeah.
I also want to add because, in our case, you're a bit of an anomaly, someone that is way mature beyond her years, and I think many girls, as you said, of your age are not as mature, and I don't think it's recommended. I don't recommend for an older man my age to be with someone as young as her in most cases, unless you're lucky enough to and some people have to find someone like you, or as mature as you. And I've said this on videos before. And I, my old life is no secret, and I dated many Filipinas and some much older than you. And as maturity levels go, I don't see any difference. In fact, I think she's more mature than some girls I've dated in their late 30s.
Right.
So I think the age thing is talked about a bit too much. Don't you think?
No, I would not really recommend. I am 22, and most of my friends are the same age as me. They go seeing friends, have party, and not really into family. That's not their focus. That's not their goals. So I don't recommend it. Maybe 25 up, maybe that would work, but I don't recommend in my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about as well, if you're an older man and you want to date a younger person, a younger Philippine girl, like in early 20s, is probably going to want children.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, if you're looking towards retirement and you're 60 and you just want a beautiful young girl but you don't want children, then I think you should consider the kind of age of the person you want to be with and what their desires are, because I think it's very selfish of a man to get into a relationship with a younger Filipina and then not want to have children with them and deny the Philippine girl that opportunity.
That's true.
What is probably really important is not so much the age, but the maturity level and respect for each other, right? When you say, and I can see that in your marriage, you have a lot of respect for each other, and you put God at the center. So that's a big plus.
Yeah. And again, let me add that's a big key to our marriages. God is at the center of our marriage. If we didn't have God, we didn't have Jesus Christ as our foundation, I'm not sure this marriage would work, because that's what it's based on. That's what it's built upon.
Probably wouldn't work. Now, One question that's unrelated to some of the things we've been talking about, but you're looking for another house, is that right?
We would like to find something a little bigger. We got, she's a family of 4 here. We got the main house that we live in here is 2 bedrooms, quite small. So, yeah, we would like to find something bigger, but it's difficult right now. There's not a lot of options out there, and of course we're on a budget. So, to get something much better than this at a price we can afford is not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy. And you don't want to move into my front yard.
Well, that's an option. He suggested we can buy a tent or something.
Yeah, you could buy a tent.
Pitch a tent in the front yard. And,
I can live with that. I'm not sure with Gary
you
and
know what? I
Gracie.
said for her, she's like, what's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I wouldn't want to do that, probably.
Yeah, things will have to go really bad for me. And who knows, maybe that offer will sound attractive one day if I lose everything.
We'll think
and I got
about
nowhere
it.
to go. Hey, we could always pitch a tent in Andrew's yard.
Hopefully not. Right. So yeah, Leah, I'm just curious because when you met Gary, you were not really that close. At the time, you were not really following the Lord that closely. How has it changed you now that you've met Gary and you're growing as a Christian? Both of you are growing as Christians. How has that changed you in your life?
It's changed a lot. I grew up like Catholic religion, and I don't know anything. I don't know much about God words, and I just do everything like my parents do, go to church every Sunday, but I never read the Bible really. I thought questioning, that in Catholic tradition, I thought you're safe, you can go, if you do good things, you go to heaven. That's all I know. That's, I never really educate about God's word. So since I met Gary, it changed a lot, a lot about things, actually, not just with God's words, about life, I've learned so much. So Gary is the first foreigner that I met, and being with the foreigners, you've learned a lot of things about life, so it's changed, life changing for me being with a foreigner. Yeah,
that's pretty common for girls in the Philippines, or anybody in the Philippines growing up. They grow up believing in the Catholic religion because that's what their parents. They don't even teach them. They just go to church, and they don't really get taught what it's all about. They don't get encouraged to read the Bible, and so many Philippines claim to know God, or they say, I pray to God, I believe in God, but that's about the extent of it. They don't really know anymore. They don't really know who Jesus is.
Right, there's probably no personal interaction with God for a lot of people, not just even in the Philippines, but for anywhere in the world. Without really knowing God closely, there's not this personal interaction with God. Is that how you felt?
Yeah, it's like if you do good things, you'll go to heaven. That's what it doesn't matter if you don't read the Bible, or like getting into really how to live like Christ. Like it's no, we don't do that. But everyone claims to be a Catholic, like a Christian, something.
And for you, Gary, when did you start actually really getting into this Jesus thing? Started really following the Lord? It was here, right, in the Philippines?
It was in the Philippines. It was just before I met my wife to be, and we've shared this on my channel many times. When I finally decided to give my heart to the Lord and submit to Him, and prayed to change me, to find me somebody that I can spend my life with, and look what happened.
And your life has changed a lot.
My life has changed so much. I really feel that God has answered many of my prayers, and I found the perfect woman. Well, you're not perfect,
Not all
honey,
the
but
time, no.
Perfect for you, maybe.
perfect.
Right.
It's really amazing. The family I have, the 2 daughters, just absolutely unbelievable. Plus everything else, I was in a terrible financial state, and that's improved in ways I never thought it would. What else? My health actually improved. Ever since I submitted to the Lord, my health. I'm not going to say it's a miracle or that God did it, but maybe it's just my state of mind that I found peace. And then when you can find peace and you're not stressed and anxious all the time, you become healthier. So anyway, so everything about my life is improved, except
It's
my
like-
back. I have a messed up back, but that's okay.
Yeah. So we like, I feel like really Gary saved me, It's
Well, I
like
didn't save you.
no, God say. I mean, like before my life, before I never really like very Christian like, but I do always believe that since I was young, my mom is not so religious because my mom don't usually read the Bible, but I do believe that there's a God, and I pray a lot, and especially when my first daughter, her father died, that's when I started being really close to God. Yeah, that time. So, and I prayed a lot that I'm not really, that's not my goals to be married to a foreigner, but I've been always praying that I wish I met someone that would accept my daughter and to be treated like his own. And it's like God answered really my prayers too. So, it's like God answered my prayers.
Right. Well, there you go. God's amazing, and there's two people that were having difficulties in life, in different ways, and both praying for the same kind of goals, and God put us together.
God is really amazing. And it's the way God works.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable that even now if
Wow.
I think about it, like 5 years ago, I never expect that I would be married to a foreigner because my English is so bad. My English is so bad, and even my friends, even my teachers from high school, they're shocked that I am married with a foreigner because my English is very very small. Gary knows that when I first met him.
Well, when we first met, yeah. Now you speak really well.
When I can't even put a sentence, If I talk to Gary, if I have something to say to Gary, I had to translate it. Yeah.
So your English improved, and now you're teaching him Filipino. So do you want to say
Well-
something in Filipino?
Magandang umaga.
Good morning. Oh, thank you. Maayong buntag.
Yeah, that's in Bisaya.
In Bisaya, yeah. And you speak Ilonggo, am I right?
I speak Ilonggo, I speak Tagalog. Now I'm learning how to speak Bisaya. So that's too
And you
much.
speak English.
It's English, yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of dialect.
And as for me, I've had one lesson so far, so
Oh, one
I've
lesson.
got a
okay.
long way to go.
Well, so I won't start having a conversation with you.
Please don't.
I can't speak Filipino. I can speak just a little bit of Cebuano.
Yeah, I've
But-
noticed Pastor Andrew speaks Bisaya. Yeah.
You
That's
noticed
why
that? I never noticed.
in the church I've heard you speak a little bit.
Yeah,
Bisaya.
I heard him say salamat.
Yeah,
That's
salamat.
it.
That's it.
That's all I've heard.
It's hard to learn a Philippine language because there's a lot of dialect, If you go to Iloilo, they speak a different language. If you go to Manila, that's Tagalog. And if you go to my hometown, they speak Ilonggo, Hiligaynon. In here, Bisaya, what else? Ilocano. There's a lot of Philippine dialects, so that's why it's hard. That's why I decided to teach Gary Tagalog because it's like everyone knows Tagalog.
Well, I think you decided to teach me Tagalog because you wanted to make YouTube videos about it, and
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
that was my first lesson on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't believe it. For 5 years, that's the first time I taught Gary how to speak Philippine language.
So Leah, that brings up another topic is your channel. You have your own channel, right? And you do a lot of videos, and some videos are the two of you together. And it's,
Family, yeah.
It's called Leah and Family Life with Leah.
Family life, Philippine family life with Leah, and it's more about family thing. And I also talk about relationship, and dating tips or advice.
That's one thing that I find is nice. When I listen to your channels or your channel, you're talking about dating, you're talking about relationships, but always with a Christian mindset, Christian values. And I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, we try to have that mindset, but we also try to be real about the way the world is
Right.
and how people are. And we know that not everybody that's watching our channel is a Christian, and so we try to, subtly put Christian values into what we say.
That's good. That's unique, and it's so important to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I say it's the success of her YouTube channel. When she did it, I never wanted to be involved with YouTube, and the idea of me ever starting a YouTube channel was crazy. I would never have done it. But for reasons you know about, I decided I felt like this was my calling and I needed to do this. And so there you go. The American Christian in the Philippines started, and now we've got our channel.
Gary and Pastor Andrew in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So it's a good ride, as they say. Yeah, everything works together. God has a plan, and it seems like our lives are really good now because of what God has done. And
absolutely.
anything else you'd like to say? Any last words?
Any last words?
You have any?
No, just thanks for talking to us this morning, and I'm really proud for people to meet my wife. So
Well, it's been fun, and yeah. Thank you so much, Gary and Leah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
God
You're
bless.
welcome.
God bless you. So there you have it, another great interview, and we'll continue doing interviews with other people, but these are our wives, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Yes, thank you. God bless everybody.
God bless.